Good morning. My name is Talib Fisher, and today I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of my experience with the Galaxy Note series. So, my experience with the Galaxy Note series started with just general curiosity. The Note, the original Note device came out, and it was polarizing, absolutely polarized the smartphone industry. It was the first phone with a 6 plus inch display. Now, mind you, iPhone had, up to this point, iPhone had been running the smartphone industry, and iPhone was very anti large displays, very anti phablets. Obviously, they had the iPhone and then they had the iPad. So I don't know. I don't know if that was the incentive or not. It was the incentive to not make their screens bigger because they wanted to just completely separate the phablet and the smartphone industry. But Samsung saw a market of people who wanted the best of both worlds in one device. Phablets, a phone with all the phone capabilities. You know, you have your GPS, you have your apps, you have your text and call functionalities. You can access the internet, etc., etc., etc. But then you also have a tablet, and the Note comes with a stylus. That's why it's called the Note. That is unique to the device, and it really turns it into a true tablet. It has Notes apps where you can use your notes as a notebook or a notepad. You can doodle on it, you can sketch on it. So it is definitely the creme de la creme of phablets, the Galaxy Note series. And so obviously, public opinion was split heavy when the original Note came out. We were so used to these tiny, teeny, tiny portable smartphones that we could just, put in our pockets and not look stupid if we held it up to our heads. But as soon as the original Note came out, it was just this overwhelming mass hatred of it. People were making memes. They were, comparing it to holding a brick or a piece of bread up to your head when you're taking phone calls. But there was, thankfully, thank God, there was a group of individuals, power users. Power users are people who want the most out of their smartphone. We're talking emails, and we're talking multifunctions, we're talking split views, we're talking opening up to 6 apps on a smartphone display. That is completely unheard of before. And so because of that group of the market, that niche market who actually wanted this device, Samsung released, the Galaxy Note 2, and it garnered a little bit more attention. And then the Galaxy Note 3 came out, and this was the phone that I was paying attention to. This was the phone that really made me say, wow, Samsung has got something truly special here. Samsung has got something truly amazing here. And so I almost was so close to buying the Galaxy Note 3. The only thing that held me back, and looking back on it now, it's kind of a superficial reason, but the only reason why I did not buy the Galaxy Note 3 was because it was completely plastic, while the iPhone and HTCs and most other premium smartphone manufacturers who are charging over $900 for their phones were glass and metal or premium materials. And so that was the only reason why I did not choose to get the Galaxy Note 3. But when the Galaxy Note 4 came out, it was a completely different story. They use all premium materials, and it was the first phone with like a 2K display. It was the first phone to introduce the double cameras. It was the first phone to introduce a lot of the technologies that are now standard on a lot of smartphone industries, and I immediately jumped on it. I spent $950 of my own money. So, mind you, at this point, I'm 16. I had just gotten my very first job at Burger King, so I wasn't making a ton of money, My parents had refused to get me this phone because they were just like, we're not spending $900 on a smartphone. You're ridiculous. And so I saved up and I bought that phone, cleared my bank account, bought this phone, you know, obviously annoyed the heck out of my parents and friends who were like, bruh, you could have gotten an iPhone for that money. No, I couldn't have gotten an iPhone because I did not like iPhone. And so after I got the Note 4, I actually ended up holding on to that phone for 5 years. 5 years I refused to upgrade from the Galaxy Note 4. And new iPhones are coming out, new LGs are coming out, new HTCs are coming out, new Sonys are coming out, new Galaxies are coming out. And in 5 years, no phone impressed me as much as this phone that I had in my hand. And I would watch the video reviews and just, I I already had the best thing on the market. I already had something that was undefeated. Nothing was touching this phone. And I think the only thing that really, really, really made me stop with keeping the phone, which really made me upgrade, was the fact that my battery was dying, my screen had burn-in. Burn-in is when you leave like the keyboard open too long, and then like the letters that you type are like literally burned into your display. It's an OLED problem. And so, the Note 5 came out and I was like, incremental upgrade. I don't really need to spend the money because I bought the Galaxy Note 4 outright. $950 I paid in cash. I bought the phone and it was mine. And so if I was going to upgrade from $950, something was going to have to knock my socks off. And the Galaxy Note 5 was not it. The next year, they did not release a Galaxy Note 6. There has never been a Galaxy Note 6. They actually skipped it and went to the Galaxy Note 7 for some reason. Samsung's not even telling us why they decided to do this. But in any event, the Galaxy Note 7 was an absolute disaster. It was a complete mess. This phone had what ended up happening was that the battery manufacturer that Samsung had partnered with had made a mistake with a couple of batches. The phone did not have enough space in it for the battery to be properly cooled. As many of you may know, when lithium-ion batteries get too hot, as in you're using your phone too much, and if you're going to be a Note, you would expect to use that phone a lot. Hello, Samsung. The battery expands, and if there's no room for it to move around in the phone, even if a little bit, then you end up with what the Galaxy Note 7 ended up with. And so after that, they released the Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 8 was another incremental upgrade over the Note 5. It was an incremental upgrade over the Note 5. Notice I did not say Note 7, the phone that it was replacing, because the Galaxy Note 8 was a weird phone in the history of the Galaxy Note series. Because now, mind you, you went from the Galaxy Note 1, Galaxy Note 2, Galaxy Note 3, Galaxy Note 4, which I had, Galaxy Note 5. They skipped the Galaxy Note 6. National recalled the Galaxy Note 7 because it was blowing up. And then they had the Galaxy Note 8, which was a downgrade from the Note 7 because it represented the company, taking it easy. We need to just get something out. We need to restore our company value. Because when Samsung had the Galaxy Note 7 tragedy or disaster, whatever you want to call it, the company lost 40% of its stock value. 40%. So mind you, this is a company that obviously wants to profit, obviously wants to bring value to its shareholders. So they were in a hot seat. They haven't released a phone that was a success in more than 3 years at this point. And so the Galaxy Note 8 was kind of a safe bet. And so I did not get it. I still had my Galaxy Note 4. I still felt that the Galaxy Note 4 was a superior device over the Galaxy Note 8, even though at this point it was extremely dated. So I had held on to it at this point for 4 years. And it showed. It was aging. Phones aren't meant to be held on for that long, irregardless of how sentimental of a value that phone meant to me. I knew that it was time to give it up. My battery had already become deteriorated. I was actually using a third-party battery, which was my phone was literally a brick. I will insert a little clip of that here, just kind of showing you guys what the Galaxy Note 4 looked like. This thing was literally massive. It was so big, and I got so many like insults and roasts for it. Little jabs from my friends telling me that I had a brick, I had a dinosaur phone, whatever they were saying. And then the Galaxy Note 9 came out, and I was just like, finally. Finally, Samsung got it right. Finally, Samsung made a phone that I would feel comfortable upgrading to. It was feature rich, it looked good, there was no chance of it, blowing up, or there was no reports of it having any major issues. And so I upgraded to the Galaxy Note 9, but I made a smart decision. So rather than spend $950 on another phone, actually this phone would have cost me $1,100. I signed up for a program with Sprint, the carrier, called Galaxy Forever. So Sprint has two of these options. They have Galaxy Forever, and then they have iPhone Forever. So Galaxy Forever allows me to upgrade to the new Note device every year once the new Note releases. And so because I signed up for that, now I'm not thinking, okay, well, I need a phone to replace this huge investment that I made that I'm emotionally tied to. I love to death. Now I'm thinking, okay, well, it's the same price for me to upgrade to a better phone, so why not? And so that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly why I have the Galaxy Note 10 Plus now. It was the phone that still, I believe, even if I did not have Galaxy Forever with Sprint, even if I didn't have this awesome deal where I could just trade in my phone and upgrade to a new one, I would have bought the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This phone is absolutely incredible, and I am very happy with this purchase. And so, yeah, that's my quick history of Galaxy series. It started, back when the original Galaxy Note came out, and I started paying attention to what Samsung was doing. I started paying attention to the phablet segment, the phablet niche market, and I watched it grow into this huge hit. And now even companies that absolutely refuse to release, huge display smartphones like Apple are now forced to release. They release now the iPhone 10 regular, and then they release an iPhone Max with this huge display. And so Samsung, a company that started with a polarized device, a company that started with a product that was just being dragged through the streets by the public, except for this small group of power users, grew into an industry that pushed the envelope further and further for phablets, and I think that's why they are considered the kings of phablets. And so that is my quick history of my Galaxy Note experience. I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm literally at work right now trying to shoot this video because I wanted to get it out. I felt motivated to actually talk about the history of my phone. I will insert a clip of my Galaxy Note 4. It has a zero lemon case on it. I will take that off. It is just a comically large phone. I don't understand why I loved it so much. I think it was just because of the money. I think it was just because I made an emotional connection with Android, and I fell in love with having everything as far as features and capabilities go. and I did not want to give that up until something better came out. And I don't think I will ever want to give that up. As long as Samsung keeps releasing new Galaxy Note devices, and as long as these devices keep pushing the envelope further and further and further and keep coming out with firsts, then I think I'm going to be a Galaxy Note advocate, a Galaxy Note customer, a Galaxy Note loyalist for essentially the rest of my mobile tech life. And so hopefully that gets you thinking, that gets you looking at your iPhone or your LG or your HTC or your Sony Xperia and compare it to the Galaxy Note like, you know, do I really want to settle on a device that doesn't really have all the features that a Galaxy Note has? Do I really want to live in an ecosystem that that's not going to want to push the envelope, that's not going to want to keep giving us first, that's not going to really want to give the customer what they truly want? I don't know. For me, that answer was a no, and for me, that's why I picked the Galaxy Note. So hopefully you found this video entertaining or informational or took some sort of value from it. I really enjoyed making it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.